Hola amigos de Informa BTL, estamos aquí con David. How I pronounce? Lansanah?
Lansanah.
Lansanah. Where are you from?
I'm from Sierra Leone, West Africa.
Oh, Sierra Leone.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Well, tell me about you. Personal, professional.
Well, personal, I'm from Sierra Leone. I grew up in Sierra Leone, West Africa. I spent my first 18 years as a child in Sierra Leone, so I went to school there. And came to the UK and have started working in research, and I've been working in research for the last 25 years, especially in innovation research.
And then when you begin to work with Kantar?
I started working with Kantar TNS 2 years ago.
Innovation, very useful word. What's your perspective about innovation? Your perspective, Kantar perspective about this used word, innovation?
Well, I think innovation is a widely used word, and it could mean a lot of many different things. But oftentimes, when we think about innovation, people think about innovation only in the context of product innovation. But innovation goes beyond just looking at how you can make your product different, looking at products and how products work.
I'm listening at your conference and it's interesting to me about the local situation, about the brands, how they work in local fronts.
To be successful, you've got to think locally. We know that global brands are struggling in some local markets because the local players are taking their challenge. So the question then becomes, what are local brands doing so different from the global brands? And for me, the answer to that is that the local brands actually do understand the local context in which brands are used. They also understand the cultural context, and it is the infusion of that cultural context in creating a brand that makes it very different. The reason they are so proud of using their products is because they actually do believe that products are speaking to their needs.
Talking about local, how do you feel now is the Mexican market?
Well, Mexican market is going through challenges, with inflationary pressures, and these challenges are no different from the challenges that we're facing in Brazil, for example, where there's a lot of inflationary challenges. But even with the challenges in Mexico, I do see that there is an opportunity for business to grow. The only issue there is Mexican brands need to start thinking a little bit differently when they're creating services. It actually does speak to the local needs and tensions that you have identified.
What is the moment of innovation to grow?
That's an interesting question. So let me break this down. Moment, obviously, is an individual experience that you have that allows you to connect with a brand or product or service. Now, if you want to grow, you need to understand moment from multiple angles. The first is to understand moment from the consumption context, the moment in which the consumption is actually taking place. The second is to understand the moment in which consumers want to interact with your brand. And of course, the third moment that you have, and then the third one, obviously, is to understand what are the experiences can you deliver in the moment of purchase that will make a difference. So those are the three most important moments as you think about driving growth. And they don't, they're not mutually exclusive, they are mutually inclusive.
Thanks a lot, David. Very strong. Thanks a lot. Who is Bernd Grosserohde?
Grosserohde.
Grosserohde.
Ah.